So let me tell you about this one coworker that I knew something was off with her. I think her name was like Angelica, Angelina, something like that. She would come into work, clock in, everything is normal, working, serving tables, taking care of her guests. And then all of a sudden, when she goes on break, she would come back from break and she would start stumbling and then slurring. And then, when she goes to her table, she's dropping plates. And it would get so bad that she would sit down and she would put her head in her food and fall asleep. And so it wasn't like she put her head in her food, like her head was deep in her food in like nachos. So you see like nacho cheese in her hair. So one time she was serving her tables and she goes up to her tables and she starts slurring, and it was a party of 4. And the kid, when she went away to like get refills or whatever, the kid was like, "Mommy, what's wrong with her?" And it was like a little 5-year-old kid. And like, how does a mom explain to her kid that the server is high? So then like the mom like pulled one of us aside and said like, "Hey, I'm going to stop going out to eat here. I don't feel comfortable explaining to my children that the server is inebriated." So at this point, like, it's costing us money being a family restaurant, and families don't want to come in because the server is a crackhead. Or I wouldn't say crackhead, I would say pill popper, allegedly. So we tell the GM, but the GM, I don't even think he really cared, because he had other alternative motives, like he wanted hunch. So he just blew it off like, oh, well, he didn't really care because he was attracted to her, unfortunately. So the next day, she comes into work. We had a different supervisor, whatever, and she starts slurring her speech and stumbling. And so this supervisor assumed that she was under the influence. So she calls the paramedics, and they wanted to give her a drug test or ask, like, "You want to go to the hospital and be drug tested?" She refused. So they couldn't admit her. They couldn't take her. So word got around at the restaurant that Angelina was allegedly high, or under the influence, I should say. And we didn't know at the time that the supervisor that called the paramedics was related to the dishwasher. And the dishwasher was big on the drug scene. So things got situated. The dishwasher pulls her to the side and starts to proposition her like, "Hey, I got a little bit of, hair on." And she's like a little white girl. "What? No? What do you mean? I'm not like that. Why does everybody think I'm on drugs? What?" And so they start yelling. You be on that stuff. You be on that stuff. It gets so loud to the point where now they're in each other's face and everybody's running into the kitchen to restrain them. Mind you, at Denny's, you can see into the kitchen what's going on in the kitchen. And so they're getting into blows and everybody has to like pull them away from each other. And at that point, Angelina, I believe she was fired because she couldn't contain her drug habit. But the dishwasher still kept his job though.